But I think that the people who own it now don't have the availability to get any kind of grant money. You know, it's not it's privately owned. And I don't think the other piece of property, if you're talking about Kings, is that, I don't think it's available. I don't think they wanna get rid of it, do they?
It's privately owned.
Yeah, it's privately owned, so that's, so, okay. Thanks.
That's what I wanted to
Okay,
talk about.
all right, well,
Thank
thank you,
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, everybody had a chance to read their meeting minutes. All those in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
On the committees,
Mhm.
it said Finance Spangler. Sprangler wasn't here last meeting, and Vance gave that report.
That is true. Okay,
And
so we need, all those in favor of excusing Spangler from last meeting?
and Roby was out.
Oh, Roby was out too? Oh, I missed that one. Okay, and Roby, let's say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Thank you. All right, any correspondence?
No, sir.
Okay, any committee reports? Old business? I do have something about old business. What did we decide about that trailer and that whole ordinance of that? Do we?
So we actually got our new, well, you'll see the ordinance in here, for our, law service, when we get to the ordinances.
Sure.
But, we met with him, we discussed it. It does look like there is a gap in our ordinance that we're gonna probably need to send back to the, was it the planning committee who did that? I apologize.
I think so,
It was a
yeah.
while ago.
Okay,
We're probably gonna need to send it back to the planning committee to readdress it, and I can work with him to get the ordinance fixed, to bring it back to the way you wanted it.
sure.
I just don't think we wrote it correctly at the time.
So in the meantime, we're gonna allow him to go ahead and put that trailer
I
in?
don't think we can stop it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cause it was
I
a
agree.
permit from beforehand, so I'll reach out to him to let him know that it was, but we'll fix the ordinance moving forward.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, but I'll bring it, if you want to, we don't have to take it to committee, it's up to you. If you want me to package it up, have him get it ready, we'll bring it to committee, or if you want me just to fix it and bring it back to the full council.
I mean, I think the
Like what we
intent of the original ordinance was to have that age limit in there. I don't really see why we need to put it in there. It was just an oversight.
So want me just to fix it and bring it back to you all?
I think
Yeah.
that's,
Okay, easy enough, done.
But in the meantime, he'll be able to go ahead and,
do the one he's
Do
got
that.
there.
Yep, I can't stop, yeah, we
But-
can't stop it.
Right, but
Without
we need
closing
to
the
have
line
it,
one.
no more permits for, you know,
Yes.
issued or anything. until
so
we-
if somebody else comes to us after this is corrected, it will not be allowed, is that correct?
But if they come to us between now and when we pass
Well, I
the
just don't have
ordinance,
to give them a
then we'll
permit.
have to let them.
Do you have to grant a permit?
You don't, that's the weird thing, you'd probably get a better answer for that than me. The question is if would we have to allow a permit in the next 2 weeks before the
So
next city council
the
meeting?
ordinance that you had only limited those mobile homes outside of a trailer park.
Okay,
Not, so if somebody came today and said, I want to replace my 1956 trailer on my lot with a 1976, you can certainly deny that.
okay,
The only one that this affects is the mobile home parks, which you
Okay.
only have two.
true.
And there's no empty lots, and once this is filled, that has them. The only reason, I suppose the only uncertainty on the new ordinance is whether you wanna keep the same new requirement, or whether you wanna allow
I don't know why
older
we'd
ones
make
to-
any difference.
to allow, some improvements in steps or something.
I don't know why we would change it. If we're gonna make it for residents, I think it should be for businesses too. It should be-
But that's the only one affected, is the trailer parks.
Okay.
That one's limited to 10 by license, it'll have 10, so that shouldn't be a.
So we just change the words and so
So,
to include the trailer park.
I'd probably do a couple of changes. The section C probably could be incorporated into B1, and then either under a different section or another subsection of this one, separately include the requirements on trailers. You may want other requirements than just age. I'm not sure what all is available, so.
This might be the opportunity to kind of clear up the mobile homes. There's a couple, we used the verbiage in there, it was a little bit weird, so we might wanna have to clean that up too, like mobile homes, manufactured
Manufactured.
We
homes.
have manufactured homes separately, now they wouldn't be in there, but.
Yeah, it's kind of, the verbiage in there is kind of weird, so maybe we need to police that too while we do this, just clean it all, cause it gets a little bit confusing when you try to.
Yeah,
read it.
that's fine.
So, alright,
All right, thanks.
thank you, sir.
All right, anybody else have any old business? I'll move on to the new business. Okay, legislation.
Alright. Third reading of resolution number 2023-07, a resolution by the council of the city of Wellston, Ohio to approve the appointment of Jeremy Garrett by the mayor to the Wellston Planning and Zoning Board as an at-large member for the remainder of the term left vacant by Vicky Arthur Rupert. Ryan has asked that we pass that as an emergency this evening.
Okay. So, need a motion to suspend the rules?
Spangler.
I'll
Vance.
second.
This motion to adopt and pass as an emergency.
Okay,
Yeah, third reading.
so let's do that. Motion is adopt and pass as an emergency. That's fine.
Vance.
In a second.
I'll second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance,
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Lee Master,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
Second reading of resolution number 2023-09, a resolution authorizing the mayor, service director, and any other necessary official to enter into an agreement with the county of Washington regarding the custody, supervision, confinement, and board of prisoners, and declaring an emergency.
Do you need this an emergency or?
The only reason being is because this is, it comes up every 6 months, you guys see this same exact one.
So it'll be 6 months by the time we pass it. And we'll
Yeah,
have
that's
to
the
do it
problem,
again.
yeah, we need to get it passed. So, yeah, that's the problem with it.
Alright,
But, yeah, this is constantly a reoccurring one that we see.
alright.
I'll make a motion to suspend. Second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance,
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Lee Master,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
Motion to adopt and pass.
I'll make a motion to adopt and pass.
I'll second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance,
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Lee Master,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
Second reading of resolution number 2023-10, a resolution renaming and establishing Fund 220 labeled OneOhio Plan Fund and declaring an emergency.
We do not, this one.
Okay.
Second reading of resolution number 2023-11, a resolution by the council of the city of Wellston, Ohio, authorizing the mayor and/or service director to enter into a contract with CMAB LLC for the sale of water at a discounted rate. First reading of resolution number 2023-12, a resolution by the council of the city of Wellston, Ohio, to approve the appointment of Harry Sutcliffe by the mayor to the Wellston Planning and Zoning Board as an at-large member for the remainder of the term left vacant by Kevin Euler and declaring an emergency.
Need a sponsor?
I do have a question. Since he does a lot of work for the city, is that a conflict of interest?
Guess I might be an answer for the man in the back. I don't have an answer for you.
This could all be free too if we don't pass the
Yeah.
word.
Pro bono.
So, what's the committee do?
So it's zoning requests mostly, and they do, so if you come in, you wanna, put zoning too close to your property line, or if you wanna rezone a lot.
So it would really look at whether or not he has any authority over anything that he would do. Do they issue, if they issue permits for demolition or had anything to do with that, he would certainly have a conflict.
And they do issue permits for demolition, right?
They don't issue, no.
I'll say that's Ryan. isn't
That's
it?
Ryan Paul, he doesn't do that, the zoning board doesn't do that.
And you'd also look to see if there's any oversight from the people that do, if they oversee Ryan or if in any way he answers to them.
Now that does happen, Ryan does work for that board. So he's the one who prepares everything to go to the board, and then Ryan's also the one who contracts with Harry Sutcliffe.
So, if it's a first reading, we could look through the statute, that lays it out, but the idea is to look whether or not there's any sort of oversight that anyone would have that, for issuing permits, for, being hired by the person that does issue permits and things like that.
That's right.
So I'm not sure exactly what the committee does.
Okay, so we'll just leave that without
Is that
the,
right? The only reason they had it as an emergency is because we have a meeting next week, so they're just trying to fill the panel for next week, but it'll be fine.
okay.
First reading of resolution number 2023-13, a resolution authorizing the city to enter into an agreement to employ the law firm of Cole, Kirby and Associates LLC as attorneys for the city of Wellston and declaring an emergency.
Need a sponsor?
Lee Master.
So the reason, that was the company we went with, Well, that's 'cause they did it before. They worked for the city before. They know what they're doing. They've already dealt with our ordinances. They do a lot of the other cities in the county. And you're welcome to ask any questions you want, but it was I did price around. Their price was honestly the lowest we got, that of the people I talked to. So the price was good. But if you have any questions for him, and the reason for the emergency is only because
We don't have a
we-
law.
We don't have, and we haven't had one for a
Yeah, we
little
haven't had
while,
one
a
for-
hot minute,
for-
all right.
A few weeks, yeah.
So, yes, that's the reason for the emergency.
So
But if you have
we-
any questions?
Well, I have a question just in general. Will he handle the prosecuting part too? or-
No,
Or that's
the
still be,
prosecutor will be handled by Randy.
okay.
That's a good,
You guys got a separate agreement with that? Okay. So, we need a motion to suspend the rules?
Spangler,
Vance, second.
Spangler,
yes.
Vance,
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Lee Master,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
And a motion to adopt and pass?
I'll make the motion to adopt and pass.
I'll second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance,
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Lee Master,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
First reading of resolution number 2023-14, a resolution authorizing the Wellston City Mayor to execute the legal documentation necessary to purchase real property located at 103 South Ohio Avenue, Wellston, Ohio, and bearing parcel ID number N2401-200-13300 for the purchase amount of $10,000 plus any necessary costs and declaring an emergency.
So you need a sponsor?
Vance.
Discussion?
it does not need to be an emergency, unless you guys wanna move fast, but it's not.
Okay.
And which parcel, what is this property?
Oh, that's the Louvee.
The Louvee.
The Louvee, okay, thank you. I assumed, but I don't like to assume.
Is there any, would there be a benefit to pass it as an emergency?
The only benefit would be is I was gonna discuss this when I get to my part. I've already started, securing ways to move forward on it as far as cleaning it out and doing stuff. And we can run through that stuff when we get there, but that's the only reason to pass it as an emergency is just so I could.
Can
start
go
moving
ahead
on
and
it.
move in.
But either way, if you wanna, I know passing it as an emergency is not always ideal, so we can wait
Yeah.
3 readings, or if you want me to start working on it sooner.
I would recommend that for the sake of transparency and so we can have ample public comment if needed, that we not.
Sure. Sounds good.
There you go. First reading of resolution number 2023-15, a resolution approving additional appropriations in the Police Department Special Programs Fund and declaring an emergency.
Need a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
It doesn't need to be an emergency, this is just moving funds that was donated to them, just into the blue line. Whenever funds get donated, it goes right into the, oh, you do need it? What do you need?
But you're not in a fancy uniform tonight.
Oh,
$620, I think. It's not
Yeah,
for-
he needs to bring blue if he wants money for blue.
He needs his dress blues on.
so apparently he wants to use money for the trainer,
Oh,
that's the reason for the emergency. But honestly, it's money that was donated for this cause, so.
This gentleman back here, he was one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just thought.
No, it's okay. I think, okay, let's go through our legislation, then I'll give you an opportunity, okay? Okay.
okay, so we're talking blue.
Yeah.
No,
So I would make a motion to suspend the rules.
okay.
I second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance.
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Lee Master,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
Motion to adopt and pass?
Lee Master.
And I'll second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance.
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Lee Master,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes. I'm hearing this buzzer going off, it's driving me crazy.
First reading of resolution number 2023-16, a resolution authorizing the mayor to take all necessary actions and execute any and all related documents to apply, receive, and finalize the acceptance of grant monies from the Ohio Department of Transportation Safe Routes to School Travel Plan Program and declaring an emergency.
Sponsor?
I'll,
Vance.
I don't think you can sponsor. You're involved with the schools.
Well, maybe not. I might not be able to bet.
Yeah,
Well,
you
no,
prob-
it's actually a city grant, or applying.
Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah, we're applying on behalf of
okay.
So it's just to make sidewalks to the schools.
This is from Bundy down over the hill to the apartment complex, there is a path, it was a small paved path.
Mm-hmm.
We went up there 2 weeks ago, the city did, we cleared it all out, cut down the trees, we took the sidearm, went up there and mowed it all down. The sidewalk's almost gone, and so this grant happened to come up at the same time, so we applied for the grant, $40,000, zero match on it, it is just to repave that path. We got a quote from McGee for $32,000. We're asking for 40. You got to put up ballards and some other small stuff to make it, feasible. But that's what this is for.
And do we need to
Great.
get on?
Oh, it needs to be an emergency because we have to turn it in tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah, it's an emergency.
okay.
I'll sponsor,
Well,
or motion to,
Okay.
Suspend rules.
you wanna
I
do something,
second.
yeah, whatever.
Vance will second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance.
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Newmaster,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
motion to adopt and pass?
Spangler.
Anybody want-
Vance, second.
Spangler,
Yes.
Vance.
Yes.
Doobie,
Yes.
Carey,
Yes.
Newmaster,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Browning.
Yes.
First reading of ordinance number 2023-17, an ordinance repealing resolution number 2021-30 of the city of Wellston, Jackson County, Ohio, pertaining to abandoning certain damaged or unnecessary sanitary sewer lines in Milton Township, Jackson County, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Sponsor?
Spangler.
Okay, does this need to be an emergency?
It is not.
Okay.
And I'll have I got some details on that when we get to my.
Okay. So, any objection to letting this gentleman have his?
Not at all.
No.
Sir, if you'd like to come up and speak, just come up, state your name and your address, and you'll have 3 minutes since you are on the agenda.
Name's Jim Barker, 325 Harrison Avenue. I work with this one and this one here, Maddie and Brett. As Tom was talking about, they took our street lights up on Harrison Avenue about 10 years ago. Took them all, from about to park up on Broadway. And she's seen me come in multiple times, and I've been trying to figure out how we can get some of them back up there. And some of the lights have come back into parts of town, like on Malga, right, they're coming in Malga Road there, there's middle of nowhere, there's a light right there.
Mhm.
And, I was just wondering how we could find out about, I know you got some of them are on the list, some of them are coming,
I'll
some
say
of
we
them are
have a
not, some of
list.
them are never coming back again.
Are there poles there? Because
Yes,
I
I
know
have-
if there are poles that they. we-
His has been, they have been turned in.
I have a
Okay.
map of it, has them
So,
on here.
so they're turned in, we just don't know when they're gonna ever do that.
Exactly.
And it's up to the power company, it's not up to us.
Yeah.
Right.
So we did turn them in.
So
We
we've
did turn 'em in.
supported getting them back. We're just
Mhm.
waiting on the power company to
Yes.
execute.
All right.
Yes, and it's been almost, 6 months now?
It's been longer.
So I can actually, I will reach out to AEP again. This will be the first time I've actually, Charlie reached out to them before, I will reach out to them.
And also, if you have any lights that are there not on, like dead bulbs or whatever,
And
they
they
can,
took them all.
they just took
Oh.
the
Took
lights,
all
okay.
gone,
Yeah, that
As long as there's a pole, if they've
And
taken a pole.
They
then-
put a ribbon around the one I particularly want back. If I knew what that was meant, I would've took the ribbon off. I talked to the electric company about 2 months ago, and they said to really know what's happened, all that you had to do is have the account number of the city, and they tell me when the lights are, if they were coming back.
Oh,
I checked into it, and they said, since I didn't have an account number for the city,
gotcha.
they could, like I
They
said,
wouldn't talk to you?
yeah, they did, that's as much as they would tell me.
Gotcha.
And so if you just have they might be able to tell you right off the bat, you wouldn't have to ask too many questions of them.
So
Okay.
we had like 50 lights we were putting back in, weren't we, or something like that?
Yeah, it's the one here is the one I want is in my yard, 'cause we have thieves.
Sure.
And then
What?
one is up right on a 90-degree turn, and then there's another house right there, and it's dark there, and that's a good safe place. But there's at least 5 or 6 lights that was removed up there.
Yeah.
And they just removed them all from about where the park is on our way. Every one of them went out. And then
It seems like one side of town got it worse than others.
yeah, we got hit pretty good.
Yeah.
We went clear dark. All right, thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Mindy, where is that list of the lights that are coming back?
Where
can you find that?
I wasn't very prepared either.
They have
I'll
to
do it.
call you.
Yeah, give me a call. Just you call the city, just ask me, I'll figure something out.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, give me a couple days to work on it.
Hey Mindy, is that light list something that could be posted on the website?
I think that'd be
Oh,
great.
yeah, it's not
The
private.
newspaper published a good bit of the list.
Mhm.
And the the list that the newspaper actually published was a good bit of, public requests. And the remainder of the lights, we did go to the police department and especially their night shift, and they went around and told us where they thought they needed them the most. And I remember this
I
gentleman,
had my neighbor call.
we
my
had
neighbor
two
Call
requests for
AEP.
him.
Yeah.
call, too. I don't know where the- I don't know
Call
where
us,
the city
yeah,
called.
calling AEP probably would do more good than calling us.
Well,
'cause
but
we
they
know
won't
we
tell him
want 'em.
anything because he said that
Yeah,
he
they
didn't
don't
have the
care.
city's
Oh,
account
that's-
I'll
number.
call him Monday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Monday,
that'd be
Tuesday,
great
I'll
if we
send
could
you
publish that list and then people can see the ones that we've requested
Mhm.
to be reinstalled. I think that'd be helpful.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, guys, so we had some success this last couple weeks here. The lift station out on 32, we got the mud removed from it. It was almost 7 foot deep by the time we got to the bottom of it. We was able to get the hole plugged, which was a huge success. Both pumps were burnt. So we got new pumps on order, $34,000 in pumps. But other than that, we're still using the pump out there, the mobile pump. We're still using it for right now, but the new pumps are coming. We got the hole plugged and it's moving. We fixed the lines coming from the manhole that I told you were plugged. Those have all been fixed now. We got water flowing. We are gonna go back now and repair the manholes on the other side of the highway starting next week. We're gonna repair those, because of the I&I, because water is just, we're processing rainwater at this point, that's in a creek. So we're gonna go fix that to stop that problem. That's why you saw the ordinance to remove the turnout line back on the far side, cause we fixed most of the problems now. We're on a path to having that problem solved.
So is this fix gonna fix that and not have to do it again? I mean, it'll be taken care of, but not a possibility of, well, I mean, I guess there's always a
Well,
possibility,
yeah.
but
For the most
it's a
part,
better
yes.
fix than what it was.
This is gonna be a solid fix, yeah,
Okay.
we're on good ground now. We're heading the right direction with it. 14th Street, you probably saw it was closed for a couple of days. We had to do some under draining up there by the ballpark. We had standing water that was just constantly living on the road up there. So we went up, did some under draining to get the water, to shed it down to towards the creek, to get that off of there. The culvert up on Bundy, you probably saw we had Bundy closed down for 2 days, I think, or a day and a half. But we had to replace the culvert up there, the side of the road collapsed. We're probably gonna add that road is probably gonna move up the list for paving now, cause we have cut that road up like 10 times. So we're probably gonna move that up the list to get it paved. Broadway and Lockard, next week we'll be starting out there, doing culverts and fixing the drainage along the side of the road. That road is getting paved. It'll be getting paved, I think, in April, something on that. That'll be another road getting paved for us. It is, if you've been out Lockard Lane, it is in horrible shape right now. We did a lot of work out there, but then the road itself is just old, so we'll be paving it. On the water plant, just an update there. We're preparing for the loan for the engineering part of it. That moved forward. Waiting to hear back on the EPA for final approval from the study we did. That's moving, so far it's been moving really well, so we expect it to get approved. And we did finalize the purchase of the land where the plant is gonna go, so we now own that parcel of land where the plant is gonna go. Okay, here's the brunt of the conversation for me today, and I'll keep it as short as I can for you. So the Louvee, we have done a ton of work over the last couple of weeks since the last time we met on the Louvee. Starting at the top, we have softly secured, we don't have possession of it yet, so I haven't actually secured the money. We got roughly $20,000 to get it cleaned out. We already got that approved through the state. We have, we got our group together, I'm sorry, my notes. We got our group together, the group that's gonna help me do it, we met, twice so far, and John Kerry come up and met with us also, so that was good, to get us moving. We've had 6 meetings on this. One of the big notes we took away, we need to get it added to the National Historical Registry. So we're moving down the path to get it added to the registry. Next week we'll hopefully get that moving.
Question about that.
Yeah.
If we add that to that, then there's no more demolition on that, right?
No, if we can't save it, it is what it is. If it's beyond repair, then it's just dead.
Okay, cause I thought once it got on that, it took an act of God.
You're not tied to it. You're just tied, you can't change it.
Right,
But
you
if
have
it's
to
falling in,
restore it.
Yeah.
You can't,
Well, tearing it down is not restored.
no,
Well-
I know. If it's gonna stand, it has to be restored to its,
It has to be restored to what it was.
to what it was.
Yeah, we can't turn it into a hut or something.
Sure.
It has to go back to what it was.
Okay.
But, yeah, but if it's tearing it down, that's just, it is what it is at that point. And we found a way to pay for that also.
Can I ask who's on the,
Yeah.
the committee? Who's
Yeah.
on the committee?
So, John Kerry showed up for it, Tammy Phillips showed up for it, Phil Fain, and Betsy Fain. That's who we got right now. And me and Mindy, of course.
So you're kind of working with the Make Wellston Beautiful group too,
They are not doing we were not bringing in Make Boston Beautiful, it's just them.
just
So,
the
yeah,
people.
it's just, they happen to be on Make Boston Beautiful, but.
Right, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, we've got a
Yeah.
lot of folks in town that do double and triple
Yeah.
duty,
Yeah.
so.
Right.
That's just who stepped up to come help me whenever we talked about the last city council meeting. They were the first ones knocking at the door.
Yeah.
So, hey, I won't turn away help.
No.
No way.
No.
And they're great to work with, and they'll get stuff done for me, so it's good. Yeah, I'm sorry, you had something else? I didn't.
No, that was it.
Oh. We met with, Mr., I messed the poor man's name up. Is it Weinholder? Did I say it correctly?
Yes.
He's the director from the Ohio History Conservation. He's been working with us, very motivated young man. He's been the one kind of guiding us on how to do the grant process for the historic registry and how to get to move forward with the grants for the downtown revitalization. So, we met with him twice now. She attended a seminar of his, I met with him, and I've had 2 teleconferences with him. So he's got us on the right path there. I already said that one. Then we met with Tricia Cole from I just named their company, Campus Group. They're contractors. They did the tax credit abatement up in Logan. I don't know if you saw that new building they had done in their downtown area. They put in I forget what was on the first floor, but they had meeting rooms on the second floor. They had an apartment on one floor with apartments. Really nice building. They turned around, they saved that building. But this is what they specialize in. They do the abatements and they do the tax credits, and they're the people who make that kind of stuff happen. So we met with them. They offer a service where they'll come in and, I forget what they called it, I apologize. They'll come in and look at your building and see the feasibility and how it'll score going into the system to see if it's worth applying for the tax credits or not. So we're gonna partner with them to see about maybe getting them up here for that. And our next meeting with Gregory Payne on Monday, we're meeting with him to discuss the Department of Development. We got a meeting with him on Monday to see your options with them. So, keep to my word, this is top list stuff. We're trying to move on this as fast as possible. We got 1 year. If I can't make something happen in a year, I think we probably need to cut bait on it, but we're gonna try to make something happen. We'll see how it goes.
With the Louvee, the work that you're doing, and we're going to wait 3 readings on the purchasing of it, are we at risk for getting these grants and then them backing out or anything?
If I see that's gonna be a problem by the second meeting, I'll let you know.
Okay, otherwise.
If I see us getting into a pickle by that second meeting, I'll say something.
And I think we can always go to an emergency after
We
at least
can.
having a 2-week period where people can voice their opinion.
Yeah, give at least another meeting that way, because people hear it now, if they wanna come to the next meeting and say something, they can.
Absolutely.
But if it ain't gonna affect nothing, we'll.
But it's not gonna delay anything with your grants or anything
Right
like
now,
that?
no,
Okay,
no,
great.
right now we're good. But if it changes, I'll let you know.
Okay.
That's all I had, unless you have questions for me.
Service director
He's good.
and law director, you have anything for us?
Just briefly, if I could, thank you, John, for hiring us. I do Jackson, Wellston, or forget Wellston, Colton, and Oak Hill. The way I normally do it, I mentioned it to the mayor, we do, as you saw in the contract hourly. What I usually do is I contacted my person, contact is generally the mayor of the administration office. Rather than, that way everything gets coordinated. I will get an email, and I will email everyone, as I send things out. If there's any questions on bills, you can certainly contact our office. We can also appear at all the council meetings or not. I'll leave that up to you. We're very flexible, but if you want us here all the time, let us know. It'll probably most likely be me. If not, it could be Evan Cole or someone from my office. If you want us here on an as needed basis, that's fine too. Or if you
The only problem is normally when we need you,
right,
things
you'll
come
know.
up and,
Right.
we
Yeah.
don't have anybody to ask, so.
So, I just wanted to say that, however you wanna handle that, we're certainly flexible, and, if you have any questions,
So do you guys just wanna discuss that right now and whether or not we want him here at every meeting or?
Yeah, it's, how many hours is it?
So-
Just so you can get my,
It'd be for however long you talk, I suppose.
it's $160 an hour, so for the meeting lost an hour, like tonight.
Right, but we were paying somebody. X
Yes,
amount
we
for-
were. Oh, yeah, absolutely, yep,
Yeah.
there's no difference.
Well, I think it's helpful to have a law director here
Yeah, I think so too.
while we're meeting.
Cause we never know when we're gonna have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So some perspective, what generally, and I shared with the mayor, I went through, we have the exact same arrangement with Jackson, same hourly, same everything. We do, I meet with them regularly there, we do all of the, prepare all the ordinance, all the legislation. We're usually around $4,500 a month on average. And they're a pretty heavy user.
And that's,
So you're certainly within your budget.
you know, so that's close to what we paid anyway for a
Yeah.
law director, so.
We were paying just 50 before for, well, 55.
Mhm.
Just
So it'll
salary.
be- It'll be.
So that wasn't salary, but okay.
Well,
Okay.
we'll plan on being here for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I
Sounds
think
good.
we need to have him,
I think so.
because we never know what's coming up.
Yep.
Look how many questions we've asked him tonight.
Well, we had a dry
We haven't
spell.
had one in, what, 2 months?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
We got slots.
Thanks for coming on board too. Anything from the auditor?
Yes, sir.
Anything need to be approved? Just,
I think just accept it.
which one? All of it? We have a, what, this
Well,
one?
we have the expense report, and then you have the, statement of cash position, I believe it was.
I didn't see any line items though.
And there was a giant report, you just didn't have it.
Oh, okay. So all those in favor of approving the auditor's report, say aye.
Aye.
Right.
And opposed, like sign.
I didn't think you'd wanna look through that one.
Clerk's report?
Yes, sir.
Is that the,
Sales and consumption.
Okay. And that is, this is the,
FYI, yep.
okay. And any treasurer's report?
No, sir.
Okay. Nothing from fire, zoning,
Sure.
police.
I kinda threw a whole lot of paperwork at you today. Get our monthly activity report. It's a little low, it was a little slow this past February. Everything was down a little bit, which is good. I mentioned in here, we had a full-time police officer leave us in February on good terms. He took a position in Nelsonville, which was closer to his home, and, it's pretty exciting for him because they're kind of rebuilding, so he's kind of getting at the ground level of it, so he can elevate himself pretty quickly. So we do have an opening for a full-time police officer, and I added in there because I knew somebody would ask, how many cops do we have? So it's in there. Also, I threw out there just an explanation about the donations, and I just wanted to publicly recognize the Oklahoma Methodist Church, Jenkins Funeral Home, and, William and Linda Spade for the donation. And then I included a copy of the letter that we sent to him. And I know that's a picture of him when he was a pup, so.
You get more money that way, right? It's more adorable
Yeah,
that way, you get more money.
Cuter, cuter that way, but we're working on getting some new pictures of him, more trading cards or whatever it is that they do. So unless you got anything for me, that's all I have.
Thank you.
So, if we hire a new police officer, we do it without a service director? That's my question. I don't know. If we hire a new police officer, do we do it without a service director? Or do we have to have a service director?
Did you find that out if we have to have one?
So we don't, well, because we have Jeff Bates, as utility director, he's not in the union. So this week I talked to Randy Dupree, maybe we're out with our current law director. I can meet with him afterwards, but Randy Dupree said because we have Jeff Bates as the utility director, he can fill all roles
But
of a
shouldn't the service director be his boss though?
Service director normally would be his boss, but in this case, he's just basically, tomorrow I can make Jeff Bates, he can be the service director. You know, there's no conflict in him filling the duties right now. But he said there is no timeline of mandatory hiring. But I can meet with him just to make sure. we haven't been paying him yet, so I didn't.
You didn't ask him all those
Yeah, I
questions?
haven't been asking him questions. I've been asking Randy when I get a hold of him, and he said we didn't have to.
Well,
but I
okay,
will-
no.
Yeah, I'll get with him. I'll get with him after the meeting. Just let him. I'll have you talk to him about this. So I'll lay it all out for him. But
Okay.
yep, I'll make sure that we're still
Because like, there's a credit card for the service director.
Service
too,
director
that
with the
it shouldn't be used
$10,000
by-
limit.
the $10,000 limit on this. Yes.
It should not be used by anybody except for the service director, correct?
Yes, I guess so. Yep,
Okay.
that's fair.
That's-
Yep, we've been using Jeff Bates as his own credit card
Yeah,
also. So
yeah,
I mean,
I
he has the
understand, but I
same
know
thing.
that the different department heads kind of
Yep.
go to that one, so.
Yep. That's fine, yep, we can make sure that happens, and I'll get with him just to make sure that, how long we can ride with that one.
Sure.
I don't know if we can go all the way to May or not, we only got another month and a half,
Yeah,
but, I'll make sure that we're good.
okay, sure, as long as it's up and up, that's all.
Yep, alright.
All right. Anybody else have anything?